राम राम हरि हरि। मैं सबसे पहले अस्मदीय परम आराध्य गुरुपाद पद्म ओम विष्णुपाद हंस स्वामी अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत श्रील वामन गोस्वामी महाराज एवं ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस स्वामी अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत श्रील नारायण स्वामी महाराज एवं समस्त गुरुवर्ग के श्री चरणों में अनंत कोटि साष्टांग दंडवत प्रति ज्ञापन करता हूँ। तदनंतर उपस्थित श्री नरसिंह महाराज समस्त भक्तों को यथायोग्य प्रणाम एवं सादर अभिनंदन। अभी हम लोग के दो गुरुदेवों का शतवार्षिकी तिथि आने ही वाला है। दो गुरुदेव कौन कौन है? एक ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस स्वामी अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत श्रील वामन गोस्वामी महाराज, दूसरे ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस स्वामी अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत श्रील नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज। श्रील भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज 1930 में गौड़ मठ में 9 वर्ष उम्र में योगदान किया था। वर्तमान जो बांग्लादेश उधर उनका जन्म हुआ था। नवद्वीप परिक्रमा के समय आए, उस समय प्रभुपाद सरस्वती ठाकुर जगत में प्रकट रूप में लीला कर रहे थे। इनको गौड़ मठ के जनक कहा जाता है। ऐसे भारत के महात्मा गांधी को फादर ऑफ द नेशन कहा जाता है। ये टाइटल कौन दिया था महात्मा गांधी को? सुभाष चंद्र बोस।
At the age of 9 years, Sri Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj Ji, he joined. That was in 1938. The current Bangladesh. He came the time of the Parikrama. At that time, Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur Prabhupada Ji, he was performing his pastimes. He was still manifested. Just like Mahatma Gandhi is called father of the nation. Who gave the title to Mahatma Gandhi? Subhash Chandra Bose gave the title of father of the nation to Mahatma Gandhi. In America, George Washington is called Nation of the Father. Similarly, in Gaudiya Math, the father of the Gaudiya Math is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Prabhupada Ji. Our Guru Maharaj came during Gaur Purnima, at the time of Holi, in 1938. After Parikrama, he did not want to go back to his home. He came along with his aunt, Saroj Vasili Devi. So then after Parikrama, his aunt said, let's go back to our home. He said, no, I've come to my home. I would not want to go to my, I don't want to go back home. This is my real home. So when he was insisting and didn't want to leave, then at that particular time, when there is no way to bring him back home, they offered him at the lotus feet of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Prabhupada Ji. So what's the meaning of Govindaya Nama? The meaning of Govindaya Nama means offering oneself. For example, one person went to the market to buy sweet rice in the market. So on the way back, so one went to the market to buy grains. in the markets. But then what happened was that when you're carrying these grains in your hand
मनसा पूजा,
for yourself, not for Krishna, not
मनसा
for
देवी,
Krishna. But then what happens is that the wind comes and keeps on,
ये जन्म था,
the grains keep on sweeping away from the hand. So when grains keep on sweeping away from the hands, one say, "Oh, this belongs to Krishna. This belongs to Krishna." So
और लाल
he was an amazing Shrutidhar. Shrutidhar
आगे
means
उनके
Shrutidhar
से
means when he hears once, then he would be able to remember it for the rest of his life.
गिन पड़े,
It was there was such amazing
बोले हो ना
during his childhood.
दिख रहा था, हो उधर हो देखो,
The,
जहाँ मनसा जाके
in
देखो,
Bengal, there is a puja, a ritual, Mansa puja.
पूछा था तब बताया ऐसे देखा, ऐसा आप
In
देखो,
Bangladesh, where Abu Guru Maharaj was born, what they do?
अब
They take a very dark
बच्चे
red cloth
बच्चे
and then they
पूछता
make
है
a
क्या हुआ माँ से,
then they make this
खाऊंगा नहीं,
personality, a Mansa Devi, like a demigoddess.
आदमी बाप किसी
And
को
when
बोल
and he was looking at her behind the tree, but then the moment he looked at her, that lady who was dressed as Mansa Devi, he fainted.
कि
And
उस
later
समय
on, he asked that why did he faint?
से हरिनाम दीक्षा लिया था, उस
He
समय
said, I saw that this Devi was coming
मना कर दिया,
with
भूख लगी,
so many serpents around her. He
भगवती
said,
जी
when I saw her and actually fainted.
का
So
भूख लगी,
he was moody as a child. He said, I
इतना
would not eat. He was like very adamant at times.
बस कोई बोला नहीं,
So mother was trying to convince him to please take something to eat. He said, no, I won't take, I won't take.
से पहले स्लेट
He
पेंसिल
said,
था,
Guru Maharaj's mother is the disciple. Father was not a disciple, but then father became disciple of Param Guru later on, but then the mother was initiated by Srila Bhakti Thakur Prabhupada ji.
ऐसे रख करके दिखाते,
Param Guru's mother, Guru Maharaj's mother was also Bhagavati Devi. She was also very strict.
एक बार कहने
He
पर
said, oh,
बोला,
he's very naughty. Don't don't try to persuade him anymore. If he wants to eat, he'll come on his own.
हमारे बांग्ला के टीचर ये
So,
सुनाया था,
so because she was the owner of the house,
प्रसंग में
and then Guru Maharaj felt very hungry. So what he would do, earlierly, you would have a chalk. With a
ऐसे
chalk,
लिख,
they would write on a blackboard.
तो मैं ही था,
So he wrote it
तो गुरु भाई
on
अपने को उठा ही नहीं,
a plate on this
तो मैं लिख
blackboard, little sheet
बालक है,
of blackboard, and he wrote
और
it, and he was so hungry, and he wrote in Bengali that if anyone asks me once, I'll eat. So he was showing that plate to everybody, that a board on which he had written that, because he was feeling so hungry. So he wrote it on a piece of this blackboard. So one time when he was working in a school, when he was
किया था,
studying in the
और
school,
उस प्रभु
so
परम
Guru Maharaj said that I kept on saying, I so when my mother said that no, don't give anything to him, let him come back.
ठाकुर से उनका
So
हाथ
Maharaj,
जोड़ा,
so Guru Maharaj understood that now mother is not going to call me anymore to eat. So what he did, he wrote on this piece of blackboard. By that, he was trying to tell everybody that I'm really hungry. So if anyone asks me even once, I'll take it. So there's a
हुआ था,
Bhaktivinoda Institute in near Chaitanya Math.
वो कोई
Srila
आता था,
Prabhupada started off that institution. So at that particular time, Srila Guru Maharaj,
हमें भर के दे देते,
he was always serving the Vaishnavas.
खिलाने लगे, सब समय
And Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ji gave him the
ये
Harinam
बात,
initiation.
कीर्तन करो,
One is not allowed to enter in the kitchen without initiation.
गुरु जी बोलते थे ये
So his
सब
God brothers, what they would do,
बोलते
what
थे
he would do,
भूत है,
he would he
हम
would
दो
put the wooden asan for all the God brothers, and then he would bring the banana leaves, which is used as plates, and he would also place lemon and salt and water for all the devotees,
काम लेना
always
पड़ेगा,
absorbed in service.
ये काम तुरंत कर देता,
Means
अरे
when one does not serve, then all these nonsense things comes. If you're alone, learn kirtan.
खुद से कहना
Srila Gurudev says, I would say that mind is like a ghost.
को छील दे,
You
छील के
have to
तेल
give your mind something, otherwise it's gonna keep on disturbing you.
सा
I
गरम
give an
कर
example
और उसमें
by
ऊपर
Srila
चढ़
Gurudev that
नीचे उतरे,
that a
जब उसका
person was
परमानेंट
was
काम
nourishing the
ऐसे
ghost,
सिकट रहो,
but
जब तक
then the ghost said that you have to give me something all the time of work because I can't sit quiet. So that
जैसे
person became so much confused, so much troubled that that
जैसे कर
so much
वैसे
troubled that he could not that he said that if you're not going to give me some business, I'm going to swallow you. So that Gaudi Vaishnav said that what you do, you place this
तुरंत समझ में
bamboo
नहीं आए, एक
in
बार
the
करो थोड़ा सा, 3 बार, थोड़ा 4-5 बार, तब
yeah,
धीरे से समझ में
ask
आएगा।
him to just
नली निकाल के
go up and down on the on this bamboo
ये कृष्ण
wood.
भक्त नहीं पड़ रहा है, कुछ भी एक भी समझ में
It's
नहीं आया।
because the ghost said that if you don't give me any work, I'm
ये
just going to swallow you. So that
हम
tell
नली
him
में
that he keeps on going up and down on this bamboo wood
ये कुछ
until I give any work to you. So in this way, the mind is also like a ghost. We have to engage the mind in service.
पड़ेगा सुबह
Otherwise, the mind will swallow us.
बैठता हूँ।
You learn kirtans,
पहले पढ़ेगा
learn, read scriptures. You will not be able to understand. Read it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times these scriptures, then you would be able to understand.
तो पढ़ता ही रहो, पढ़ता
Yesterday, Noni came to me. He said earlier,
करते रहो, तुम्हारा मंगल होगा, सबका
he said,
मंगल
when I
होगा।
read Krishna Prem Tarangini, I could not understand anything. Now, when I read, I'm able to hear.
ये पढ़
So he keeps on narrating. So he's able to understand.
तब मन
He said,
स्थिर
what you do is you read scriptures and then
जस
you narrate this to me.
दवाई काम करता है, जानो न जाने कोई जहर पी ले
So
जरूर करेगा, ऐसे
he said, the
भगवान
first when I started reading, I couldn't understand anything.
ने
He
काम
said,
कर
but when the second time, third time, 4 times,
काम नहीं
then
करता,
when I kept on reading, I'm able to understand things much more better.
करते
So
रहो,
continuous reading. He said, if you read like this, and it would be auspicious payment for everybody. He said, take any scripture.
उधार नहीं
You would
देगा।
not be able to understand anything probably at the beginning, but then read again, read again. When you keep on reading it again, the mind will be stable.
इसे तो मैं सोते समय फोन नहीं कुछ रखते पड़े रहता है,
Whether you know or you don't know,
कर लेता हूँ,
whether you know or don't know, whether you take a medicine or poison, it will work for sure. It will have its impact. Whether you know it, take it knowingly and unknowingly. Because Lord's Katha is so powerful that it will have an impact. That do not take Harinam having your smartphone with you. Or who would call? He
हरिनाम
said,
कर
who is
रहा
more
प्रधान है,
prominent? The person who is calling
फोन
you
करो,
or Lord
आपत्ति
is
नहीं है,
prominent? I'm not saying that do not make phone calls, but then put your phone aside.
पे करो, फोन रख दो,
That's why
इसे तो
uh,
मैं समय फोन नहीं,
mm,
फिर
if
क्या
I see
होगा,
someone's missed call, I give them a call. There is no need to attend calls all the time immediately.
और सब लोग बहुत प्रसन्न
And then
हुए,
what happens?
और अच्छे अच्छे चीज थोड़ा सा
Guru
बोले,
Maharaj is serving all the Vaishnavas
बोले हम लोग मुझे बहुत
and all the devotees. All the Vaishnavas were very pleased with him.
करते ही रहते हैं, और क्या
And then the
करते,
Vaishnavas would leave
नरहरि
um,
विग्रह प्रभु,
remnants for all the Vaishnavas. All the time the Vaishnavas were calling his name, Sajjan, please come. So he would serve them.
समय ये
Narari Seva Vigre Prabhu, who is the mother of the Gaudiya Math at that time, of
बहुत
Devanan Gaudiya Math,
खाटा पायखाना,
he was the
से
he
एक
would give so much love and affection to children.
फिर रात को उसको
Earlier, there were no attached bathrooms.
महाराज से आए, बोला हाँ टॉर्च
There were no flush toilets. So what they would do, they would just make this. They would put
फेंक के आते,
pot, place a pot in the earth, and then what he would do,
बाहर की
the
रसोईया
Vaishnavas would do their morning duties, and then what he would do, he would place that pot on his head. He and Naradi Prabhu would take it and throw it far away. So during the Utsava,
क्या लगा,
outside cooks would come.
तेल
So when
का
Maharaji went to Maharaji
नरहरि सेवा विग्रह
when
प्रभु
he
को
when he went he said so when he went there,
क्या हुआ, बोला आए आसुन आसुन, खींच के ले
when he placed his
तेल का, हाँ
when he placed his feet on the ground, he
सब
was
लोग
like
चुरा
that.
करके
Oh, the ground seems to be very very soft.
के रखा, बाद में ले
But then he
जाए।
realized that it was not, that the ground had the tin of oil.
अब
He said, oh, these cooks are the one who are stealing this because they're hiding it in the ground, and so that they can take this oil later on.
अब संप्रसारण
So in this way, he was like very expert in service, and he was serving
मेरा
in this man.
सुंदर
Mm.
शिशु का मातृ क्रोड़े
There's something called bhav samprasaram.
का है, और बच्चा, छोटा बच्चा माँ के गोदी में अच्छा दिखता है। बोले इसका एक्सप्लेन, एक लाइन दे दे, उसको एक्सप्लेन करो। ये तो भाव संप्रसारण।
He said, wild animals look good in the forest, and little child looks good in the lap of the mother. So Guru Maharaj,
भेटिया
he would
बुलाई तो
hear Harikatha from Srila Thakur Prabhupada ji.
सुना
There
हुई
was a Bhav Samprasarana, very
बच्चों का
beautiful article he
संस्कार
wrote.
पूरा का
He said,
पूरा
who has written this? Who is this child?
और गुरु
He
महाराज
said,
को
is it he heard Harikatha from you and then he has written this wonderful article? He said, oh, such a wonderful
सुनाई दे।
child. So when Guru Maharaj would write,
इससे पहले लॉजेंस
because
बोलते
whatever he would write, he would
गोल गोल होता था।
because Param Guru would call him lemon juice.
बोले जितने श्लोक या जितने
Param Guru would call him lemon juice lovingly.
बोले 20-25 श्लोक याद के सुना देता था। तो हुआ क्या,
So Param Guru would
और गुरु महाराज फर्स्ट
but all shlokas you would remember, I would give as many candies to you, because he was able to remember everything once he would hear. So Gurudev
रहता था।
was the monitor of the class, the first boy. At that particular time,
हमें कोई
the
विद्या
head teachers used to be the teachers of English language,
फर्स्ट
and
बार
then they
कौन
would carry the sticks with their hands. Now earlier they would disciple them.
पढ़ो
They would control the children even by hitting them with a stick.
ये
But then nowadays it's not anymore. So Guru Maharaj raised his hand. I'm the one who is the head monitor.
बचपन से
He
बहुत
said,
गजब
read the text. He said, take the book and
किताब।
read the textbook.
अरे तुम्हें
Read
टेक्स्ट
the textbook. So Guru Maharaj was very, very shy from the beginning.
कम सुनते
Guru
हो।
Maharaj is not like, taking the book. He said, I'm asking you to read the text. Why aren't you reading it? So
क्या
Guru Maharaj was just like standing. He said, do you hear less? So when
क्या टेक्स्ट बुक जरूरत नहीं।
the second boy and third boy, they raised their hand. He said, what are you trying to say? What do you want to say? He said,
सेट
he's not required to to read from a textbook. He said, why? He said, because I'm,
अच्छा
I'm,
ठीक है।
I'm not asking you to read poetry,
बोले
but from text.
आउट
He said, but then he does not need it. He said, why does he need it?
बताया प्रोस
And he asked Guru Maharaj, he said,
इंग्लिश
if you have any doubt, you can ask me.
इतिहास हो, विज्ञान हो, अंक हो, कुछ
He
भी
said,
बता दीजिए, बता देता हूँ। बोले ऐसे भी क्यों होता है। बोले
English, Bengali, history, Urdu.
वो जो हेड
Eh,
मैं कभी कुछ पूछते
You
नहीं, ऐसे
just
भी
tell me the name of the book
चुप
or the date. I'll actually read the same text without even taking the book. And he was like, how is that possible? So how is that possible that that one remembers all the books
नाम
verbatim?
जनार्दन महाराज।
So the head teacher would never ask him any questions. He was like, one time he would just look at something and he would remember it for the rest of his life.
श्लोक आपको याद है, बलहारा में
Gopinath,
सुनना चाहते
Gopikant Prabhu, now he's Janardhan Maharaj.
हो। ये लाइब्रेरी इतना
He
सारा
said, Guru Maharaj, I heard that once you read something, once you read something, you would never forget. He said, how many shlokas do you remember?
बोल रहा हूँ, गलत बोल रहा
He
हूँ।
said, all these books which you have in this library,
जितने दिन लगे
just take the book
बोलने
and
में,
just tell me the name of the book,
मैं न बाथरूम जाऊँ न
and
पानी
then just match it with what I'm saying. He said, whatever days it would take
न
to
खा
read all these books,
सकता है। बोल
you know, I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to sleep, I'm not going to go to washroom, I'm not going to sleep, and not to have to go anywhere. So neither I'll go, neither you'll go. He said, that is the condition. He said, no, no, Guru Maharaj, I'm really sorry. I can't do this.
मट के
He said,
डिक्शनरी
no, I know that you're Shrutidhar. He said, tell him the name of the book. He was like such an extraordinary personality.
बोलने के बाद
He was a dictionary of Gaudiya Math.
उसके बाद एक दिन
Now we come to
संबंध में बोलूंगा। अब आते हैं गुरुदेव के, उनका थोड़ा अब दोनों का है ना, दोनों का बोलना पड़ेगा।
One day I'll speak
अरे
about
गुरुदेव
a
गुरु
Sisipenial festival. One day I'll speak about our new logo, Srila BV Narayan new group.
स्वामी महाराज,
Now I'll
गुरुदेव
talk about Srila Gurudev a bit.
साई महाराज, तीनों अपने माँ बाप के
Our
द्वितीय
Guru Maharaj, Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj Ji,
संतान
Srila
थे।
Goswami Maharaj Ji, Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ji. All of
और
them, they
गुरुजी
were the
गुरुदेव
third child of their mother and father, the third son of the mother and father.
गुरुदेव क्या
Now
करते
I would like to speak something about Srila Gurudev.
हैं? मेन है
Srila
चावल
Gurudev,
दाल सब्जी भोजन। और यूपी में
he after his childhood,
है पूड़ी है, कचौड़ी है, ये सब
what Gurudev would do?
और बिहार में
Chawal,
गेहूं का
rice and sabji is very famous.
मेन खाद्य है।
In
तो
in UP or in Bihar, in Bihar it's
माँ बाप का बच्चा हुआ था बेटा तो
sattu.
मर गया,
It's like
इसलिए जब कोई
sattu is a favorite dish in Bihar. So Gurudev,
बच्चा बेटा हो तो बहुत प्यारे होते हैं,
Gurudev's first mother and father, first child left the body very soon.
सब बहुत
So
प्यारे।
whether a girl or a daughter, if it dies soon,
और गुरु महाराज
so if the second child was Shri Gurudev,
कम
Gurudev would so that's why he received so much love and affection.
ब्रह्मा
Gurudev
भोग खिला दिया, रोते ही नहीं थे।
and Gurudev would not cry that much. He said wherever mother would place him on the ground, he would just
मन कर रहा है, इसका
keep
नाम
keep quiet. He was like a very
ये
gentle. Whatever mother would feed him, he would just stay
जब
quiet.
गुरुदेव
His grandmother would say, oh, he's just like Bhola. Lord Shiva is known as Bhola. He's very simple,
घर
very
के
simple.
गुरु जी के छोटे चाचा नाम
And
का
so she would call him Bholanath.
तो बताया
So
इसका नाम
Gurudev had an extended family.
तो
So the owner of the actual house was the
पड़ोसी
younger
मित्र बोलेंगे
younger uncle.
भोला
So
भोला
Gurudev said that Gurudev's uncle said that his name is Bholanath is not good.
है
Because everyone would tease him. All the friends would say, hey Bhola, hey Bhola, hey Bhola. So when they would say Bhola Bhola to me, it's like teasing.
इनको
He said, where is your snake? Where is Parvati?
आ रहा है।
Where is your bull? So they
नारायण
would
का
just make fun of him. Say, we must change his name.
बुरी
We should
दादी
not call him. So then they called the astrologer.
संप्रदाय के हमारे
And
जो
he said the name is coming from S.
नारायण
So
उपासना
from S, they said, they make it Sriman Narayan. He said, why such a big name?
के विरोधी
The
हो।
grandmother asked.
माँ पूछा अपने बेटा से, तो
He
बोला
said, we the worshippers of Lakshmi Narayan.
का नाम दे
So it's good that it's the name of Sriman Narayan.
ये
So are you
नाम हो।
the mother asked the child
बड़े हुए
that are you
तो प्रतिदिन
are you against Shivji? He said no. Because
चतुर्दशी के दिन
he said
चावल
no, his name is Sriman Narayana.
लिट्टी दाल पूरी
So
सत्तू
Gurudev every day would require rice every day.
दही
On the day of Dwadashi, he would eat rice,
ठेकुआ
roti, dal puri. So they would eat things like these.
प्रतिदिन चाहिए चावल। चावल नहीं हो रोना शुरू करेंगे, पहले बच्चा मर गया, दूसरा है, इसलिए गांव के मैंने
So Gurudev would eat rice every day. That was like favorite dish. If there
पहले
is no rice, he would cry.
किसी भी
He's the
दो
first child died. So the second one, so they would give him so much love and affection.
बंगाली
So
बाबू
if they
कहाँ
don't give him rice, he starts crying.
जी बाबू
If you give anything else, he won't take anything. So the mother
थे, बोला तो सजिल
and mother would have to prepare rice every day. She was like, oh, from where this Bengali Babu has come in my home because Bengalis eat so much of rice. So, so Gurudev
आप
I asked him, Gurudev, that you're actually a Bengali Babu. He said, what does it mean, a Bengali Babu?
तीक्ष्ण ब्रेन है।
He said, Shivan Mahaprabhu is born in Bengal because you were the associate. That's why you're Bengali Babu.
बड़े हुए गुरुजी बिहार में टॉप
All
एथलेट्स
this is not given in the biography of Sri Gurudev.
रनिंग हाई
Now,
जंप
Gurudev
बॉलिंग
life's life continued. Gurudev he was the top athlete in the in
किलोमीटर
running, high jump, long jump, cycling, boating, and everything. He was
क्या
the
करते
first contender. He was the winner of all these games. And then he also
वाला ऐसे
and every day he would walk for 6 kilometers to go to school.
ला
So
करके चल
Gurudev said, "What I would do
सब
is anyone who wants to compete with me."
दूंगा,
He said,
थोड़ा सा
"I will just walk very slowly at the beginning.
थोड़ा
and then they would start matching the speed,
होता था
because I knew that I would be able to
तो क्या करो
defeat them. So I would just walk with them, but I would just increase the pace gradually,
मैं फास्ट
and
हूँ
then
मतलब
I
मुझे
would just
पसंद नहीं था
and
किसी
then I would see that I'm the
ने
winner naturally, because I would gradually increase the speed. Similarly, in cycling also. So in all these games, where they would win, because I said I didn't like to be second. I always wanted to be the first.
फिर क्या किया अब
So
कुछ
as time continued, he did his high school studies,
बाद
and
में
then and
गए
then he changed his high school. After doing high school, he he became a teacher, if I heard correctly. Then later on, there was this recruitment going on of for police. So when they went there, they saw, let's see how it looks like. So
बढ़ते
during the recruitment,
सेंटेंस
there
हो
was a very big, massive playground that
उस
one has to run from one point to the other of this playground.
नफरत था अंग्रेजी
And
जानते
then
बोलना नहीं चाहते थे
officer is going to speak an English sentence, and we have to repeat that English sentence at that particular time. Britishers were ruling,
और को प्रशंस होते हैं
and
लेकिन
Gurudev just hated these
ऐसे
British. Gurudev knew English, but then he hated English and Britishers. You see what Bengalis do?
अपनी टीचर कितने बार
Bengalis actually, Gurudev said that when I would go to the high school
ले जाते तक
in the afternoon,
सब
he said, so in the afternoon time, the head teacher would speak English. I would actually go to sleep at that time because I was feeling sleepy. He said, but then the head teacher never beated me, had never beaten me, but then I would feel very sleepy during that class. So Gurudev said, yes, definitely I'm a Bengali Babu.
इतना
So he said that, but I did. I'll come first even in this race, in this competition.
दौड़ूंगा धीरे धीरे
So
करूंगा
first, Gurudev conserved his energy,
जब कुछ लोग
and then
देंगे
this,
लोगों के साथ बीच रास्ता
there
से
was
फिर पूरा
such a big ground.
फास्ट होऊंगा
He said, what I would do, initially I'll run very slowly
ना सैतानी
along with
नहीं
everybody. So when
कैसे
others would take a turn,
रेडी स्टडी गो
and then what I would do,
दौड़ता गया
I will just,
कुछ पास कुछ लगे
so
ध्यान
Gurudev is performing this pastime. But Gurudev said, I'll go halfway, and then I'll again just,
पूरा स्पीड लगा
and
फास्ट
then Gurudev started running very gently with them.
एक एक ने देखा फिर दूसरे तीसरे को
So when some people went on to the another side,
बहुत लोग आगे उनके दल
so
में
there were so many people, there were so many people who were running. So Gurudev took a turn back, and very cleverly he actually did the halfway round. But then they even thought that, oh, he's done a full round and he's become a winner.
अभी
So it was
होगा
very tricky.
एनर्जी पूरा है
So
करा नहीं सकते जो ऑफिसर थे बोले तुम लोग किससे बात कर रहे जानते हो बोले किससे बात कर रहा हूँ
so
उन्हीं को मुझसे
so
नहीं जानते
they complain about him.
तिवारी
They complain about him that, he did a trick. He did not did the complete round.
सब में फास्ट
So he said that, well, I could do it again, but by this time everyone was very tired. So Gurudev had conserved his energy.
नहीं अभी हम
Mr. Tiwari is a high athlete. It was non running, cycling. He is like a top athlete. He
आप
said, oh, this is Tiwari ji.
करेंगे
He said, oh,
बोला
this Tiwari ji is top. So anyone who would hear about Sri Gurudev, they knew that he's a expert runner. They would just take the name off
बोलूंगा नहीं
the competition to compete against him. So now another condition was that Gurudev would have to, that there was one sentence which you have to speak in English. So Gurudev,
हंसने लगे
so Gurudev would just move his head like this and say some words which
हमारे जी क्या किया
were not.
और
So
जब
so if so Gurudev saw the officer is moving his lips. So Gurudev was just copied the way he was moving his lips, and that's how he was able to convince that he can speak English pretty well.
9 के
So
क्लास में
then later on
बाद बोले
was the exam of
तू फेल हो गया तू बदनाम कर दिया गुरु महाराज मैं फेल हो
the, the 10th class results of Guru Maharaj, that is Srila BV Vamana Maharaj. And Srila Prabhupada called Sajjan Brahmachari, that's Srila Vamana Maharaj said, he said, oh, you failed.
कैसे हो सकता हूँ मैं फेल हो ही
And
नहीं
then Vamana Maharaj said, I can't fail.
किया
He said, I've had this mark sheet of yours. You failed in 10th class. He said, Gurudev, I cannot fail. In fact, I'll be first. How do you know?
तो प्रभुपाद
He said, because I serve the Vaishnava so much.
देख
I serve you. How is it possible that I fail in exams? Gurudev,
आज यहीं तक रहे
Prabhupada was trying to convince him. He said, no, you failed. He said, fail? He said, I can't be even second. I'll definitely be first. And then Prabhupada showed him the mark sheet. He said, you're definitely first. Prabhupada gave him so much of blessings. So we rest here. If anyone has any questions, please ask. Tomorrow I'll speak about centennial. And next day,
कोई पूछ रहा है क्या?
if anyone has a question, please ask.
गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. इधर इधर आओ.
Very good.
तो जिज्ञेस बच्चे किछु काल भी सुजोग दूंगा प्रश्न पूछने का.